Hello everybody and welcome back to another build along episode. In today's episode we are going to be building a hydrogen factory, and obviously the basis of that is our auto mine. So I've made some modifications to this. One, I fixed up a few bugs where the pistons weren't named correctly, and I've changed this fully now, although I did notice I didn't have this railing on the back, but for today that's not actually a problem. If we come down here, we're going to extend out of the back of this mine here. So we'll come out and we're going to build a little platform, or a big platform, I don't know how big, that can process hydrogen. So what that means is we need a number of O2H2 generators coming off of this storage of ice that are then in turn producing a lot of hydrogen. So the most important thing for us today is to determine how much hydrogen do we actually need. And I guess a minimum of six hydrogen tanks would be what we need. And then the second part of this is going to be, how do we get that hydrogen into other ships? So we can leave this here, and that will be an ice pickup, which is great. We can use a drone then just to grab us ice occasionally if we want it for our main base. But I think we'll also need a secondary platform, knowing what we've learned about this one and how easy it was to get in, to get one for hydrogen itself, just hydrogen. And we also then probably want a number of very large tanks and a large dock. So what we maybe want to consider is having a platform that we can have the drones dock on, and then also have I don't know, an adjustable piston based connection as well, where we can probably just put what we want is an adjustable hydrogen based one where we can put a connector on and move it up and down and in and out. So it'll probably be exactly the same as this, but with a connector on it. And that gives us plenty of room then to move things up and down for big grid and small grid. Whether or not we use this super large piston or not, I don't know. I mean, it's quite small when it's compact, but we'll have to see. With that said, I'm going to get some basic framing in place and make sure that we have some basic extension here. We certainly need to get cargo conveyors over, and we'll go from there. Oh, last thing, I added the tower, mainly because I needed more power, and secondly because I also added this antenna, which on the previous model I'd stuck kind of here out of the way and I didn't like it, so I added a tower. That's it. Right, now it's done. See you in a second. Okay, so I've managed to do a bit of fleshing out just to see what it would look like, and I've kind of gone with 8 hydrogen tanks just for symmetry. And I reckon I can put the docks up here, and I need to flesh this out because I want multiple docks. There's only one of each, but I put the drones on this side because this arm, if I ever put a rotor on there anyway, could potentially reach most of the way here with that 35 meter piston plus those other 220. That's 55 meters, so this is only about 30 blocks away. So yeah, it could reach that far. Stylistically, I've sort of gone for windows, and I'm just going to have a simple blocks at the moment. And we need to work out what we're going to do with this inside space, but I need to work out where I'm going to expand it, because I'd like to put the O2H2 gens probably under each of these as well, but we'll see. I think for now it gives us a rough idea and shape to go with, and we'll I don't know, we'll see how it turns out. So I think the right thing to do now is to quickly jump into placing a few more blocks and see what happens. The only thing I will do is use heavy armor blocks around these. Now the reason for that is these hydrogen tanks will absolutely explode, and we don't necessarily want that to happen. And that probably means as well, actually, that drop that one there. I'm gonna have to bring this up to 1 because I've got that thing in the wrong place, but also I do want it to be 1 block higher. That gives us plenty of protection. So I'm going to do that to each of them and put these 2 block high. Look at that one. I missed that one completely. But I'll get that heavy armor on there. I'm thinking of leaving this open and see if we can quickly do it now. If I can find the catwalks, and doing something a bit like... Oh, can I do this? I can. I have to upside down. So I was thinking of doing something like this between them, because I thought that would look quite nice. And it covers that nicely. But yeah, that was my current thinking. do something like this on both sides. I think I'll add a bit of detail. And here we'll taper it down to just 2 because I see you might walk along here to get to one of the ships. And like I said before, we need to get the O2H2 gens under here somewhere. And we'll probably turn that into a conveyor junction, pull it off here. I've got the connection across the top there, and obviously I don't have one at the back, but I'll probably run that from here all the way back because it's roughly in the right place. And just here we'll connect it back up because I want to make sure I have 2 points of contact to the whole base. There's one under there, there's one here. And then if we do take some damage, the whole thing doesn't stop working because that's probably when we'll want our hydrogen the most. So with that said, I'm going to leave it recording, but we'll just break into a bit of a time lapse and get some blocks placed. Okay, so we've now managed to get this in. I decided to go for glass, just to give it a slightly nicer look, really. I think it makes it look a little bit more modern, whereas this still looks like a mine. It looks quite, how do we say it, rustic, a bit beaten down. I need to see if I can get a rusted ice texture, but we'll look at that at the end. This, I want it to look a bit more high-tech. Now, I changed the glass here to invert it because I wanted it to be like a break. But I didn't do it down here because it naturally ends here anyway. So that's why I've done it that way round. But I think that little sloped glass there just helps break this feel as you come in. I've kept it again, the grids here. I had another set of stairs in at this bit so we can get under. I was going to put glass along here, but it just didn't look right with this bit being here as well. So I decided to terminate it here. We probably need to put some bits down here, but I haven't given it too much thought. And then we come up here, we still need to work out, do we need more docks in this? Originally, I was thinking we'd have several, because I see it as a place we'd refuel all our ships. Hydrogen-based ships anyway. I might try and take this and extend it. Problem is with these large grid ones, I mean, I guess you've got the height and the depth. But maybe what we'll do is add some more of these, like maybe another 3 of those, and for those we might have to think a little bit carefully about how we do it, but I'll have a quick think. I'll do some tidying up of the build, and then we'll get ready for the sort of colouring in phase of the build, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to do that, and I'll show you anything we've changed since then. Alright, see you in a sec. Okay, so we're back in. And I think, let me clear that out of my hand. I dropped that block. Let me tidy that up for you. Boop. So I haven't put any supports on this, so let's quickly do that. And we're not going to go for anything too fancy. I added an extra 2 in here, just to give it a bit more space. And I think we'll add another leg here. But we did add in 2 of these extra large docks, so this one can rotate, and I just put a limit on the piston, which if we look on here, minus 90 to plus 90, means it can just spin in either direction. And then with the thrusters, with the pistons on it, you can go up and down as much as we need. This one is fixed, but we got more space this side. Now, we could put a gun turret on here as well. Oh, we can even get one there. There's no reason why not. It'll help protect any ships that are there, I guess. I haven't put any barriers on here. I don't think we should either, to be honest. So I think that is all largely okay. The only other thing that I was thinking of was on a Earth-like atmosphere like we are now, then it doesn't make sense to gain oxygen. I was thinking we probably should put oxygen tanks in, and I thought just here we'd put it in. It fits in quite nicely, and it adds a nice little bit of detail to the ceiling as well now. The only thing I don't know is what to do there. Like, I really want the small grid oxygen tanks, because that would make that look nice. But for now, it is what it is. In fact, we could just stick a could we just stick a conveyor in there? No, doesn't look right. Can we stick a normal block in there? Does that make it look better? A little bit. At least it looks a little bit supported. But it adds a bit of detail now to the ceiling. And I think that looks quite nice. So the next job of today is to colour things in. Now, I've been thinking about this a bit. Wherever there's ice, it has to be cold. Right, that's just a fundamental. So it makes sense that the bottom bit of this would be frosted. But I'm wondering, is there a frosted rusted armor? I don't think so. We've got frozen, we've got battered, we've got rusty. So I don't see how we can give it like a... I don't want it all to be frosty is what I'm saying. So the question is, how do we change this? So let's do some experimenting. I think battered is probably the next best choice. Oh, as long as we don't click the wrong button anyway. Let's try and put that back. On the bright side, at least we'll get to see what it looks like. I think it's going to be too... Yeah, see, it just doesn't fit. And I really want that frosty. The problem is blending that. I don't think I can. So while I'd like to colour this in, I don't see how we could. Now we could probably... Could we do the ceiling? Maybe we start at the top and work backwards. And we'll start with rusty, just see how does this look. If I just do boom, we can paint it in blocks then. And get that one. I'm trying to leave the edges icy. And do that. Ooh. We've got to be inside the hitbox for it. Got to do that one. Fair enough. We just do that. Do that as well. I don't know what this is going to look like. Hopefully not too out of place. I wonder if I should use this spray gun tool as well. I understand it's really good, but I've never actually used it myself. Come on. Last one? No, last one. So with that, like that, it doesn't look too bad. And we could kind of do that as well, right? Just wondering how far down we could take this. If I do that, yeah. That. Okay, that's good. I like this. That one, and that one, and that one. I think the trick here is to leave a little bit up the top still, which is still frosty. Like this one is outside, so that's fine. This is slightly sheltered. A gradient on here would be good, but we can't do that. So let's change this back to these because it can be rusty. That's not what I meant to do. This one. No. I want to take this skin and then put those back in. I could do that. And that would help it look. This one I can bring down a bit further. So I was thinking at the point where it contacts, like here, that's where we kind of want the gradient. These back ones, that point is a little bit further down. So we could go rusty, no, to still on the outside there. Question is, do we want this floor? I think the floor should still be icy, but maybe this bit could be rusty. I think rusty works okay. There we go. That would be rusty. Maybe make the top one here rusty instead. How do we do the floor though? Like we could do. Do we do the odd one in rusty? Again here. Do something like this. Okay, so we'll just place this about a bit more. We'll just see what this looks like. I want to do every one. I mean, I don't dislike it. It does look a little bit silly though, when some of that is done and some of it isn't. This is more like a Minecraft way of painting blocks. But I don't think there's much more we can do. Let me just do that one as well. And this one. But now it should blend in a little bit more. Cool. And I think I can do that. No, because I was highlighting the container. This. It's a bit too much. Odd patch here and there. Maybe I can do it from underneath actually. That might be better. Boom. Okay, so which point I want to pick this one up and paint it in reverse instead. I'll just drop a few of these patches in. Something like that. Okay. That looks better. I think I'm okay with that. I want everything else to be icy. It kind of is. This is a little bit more exposed. The question is, do we want that to be rusty or icy? Let's we have to not be looking at the things. Oh, I also have to have the right paint. Right, now let's try it. Boom. 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 I mean, it's rusty now. But I think that ice on the top helps. I think maybe we need to paint a few blocks on the top there as well. In my head, at least. This would mainly not be frosty, but there's no reason why not. That can be frosty, for example. Okay. A couple of those. Do that. I might make that one frosty and that one frosty. And that and that. Just Maybe these more exposed bits could also be a bit icy. Just do that again. I don't know what else I can do in terms of painting that. If there's any ideas, though, please, by all means, leave them in the comments and let me know, because I'm all ears. The rest of this I do want to remain as it is. But I think with that all said and done, I think we're done. We've got the mine here. It's all nicely built. And it should be working. The O2H2 gens absolutely, I believe anyway, pull the ice by themselves. And everything is conveyed. So it should, in theory, fill this up. It's going to be quite expensive to build because of the heavy armor blocks on the top. But anyone's been watching the series knows that, you know, I'm basically going to get attacked a lot. So I need to do something. So that all said and done. Thanks very much for watching. If you really liked the video, then please consider subscribing. And if you haven't liked the video, then by all means, please leave a comment or stop watching the video. I mean, you have made it to the end of the video. So how much did you really dislike it? I think that's one question you should ask yourself. But with that all said and done, I think the extension there is done. Makes it quite a bit bigger, doesn't it? Anyway, fly safe. See you in the next one.